All right, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So this is going to be a very quick video. This is a scenario that pretty much just took place over the last week and a half, and it's still ongoing. At this point, everybody knows about the high-end brand. Audemars, Piguet, Tech Philippe, Rolex, Cartier, whatever. Everybody knows about them. And it's almost on these levels of mythical reality, to the point of where these watches are trading 100% over retail, 200%, whatever. You can't get them, they're unobtainium. These people have gotten so full of themselves. And I say this because I do actually mean this. I've been making money off of watches when a Submariner is $5,000. So don't tell me, the market, this, that, whatever. People have always wanted watches. Rolex has always been a status symbol. It's just elevated. It's in an entirely different realm now. But as someone who is very OCD and someone that actually cares about watches, and I actually put all of my time, all of my energy, and pretty much every single one of my resources to every single watch that I sell, I feel like I need to knock these people down a peg or two. Let's really dive into how Audemars Piguet and their lack of quality control cost me thousands of dollars. He wanted to trade out of his Rolex 116718 LN, the yellow gold green GMT. Now he wanted to get into an AP. We went back and forth. We pretty much found a few different options. But ultimately, I told him, hey, if you have the chance, go to the authorized dealer, try on both of those watches, and see what you actually like better in person. I mean, these are not cheap watches, so it always makes sense, right? Go see it in person, see how you like it. And ultimately, we came to the conclusion that Tommy wanted a 15212 NB, better known as the Code 1159 Star Wheel. This is an absolutely wild looking timepiece. It's very futuristic. A venturine dial in the background. I mean, this thing absolutely pops. Now we're talking a pretty high retail price on this watch, roughly $62,600 plus sales tax. That puts this watch in a category of its own. It's not cheap by any means. So you would expect nothing less but perfection. Someone shelling out almost $65,000. You would have nothing less but perfection. Unfortunately, that's not the case. I've seen Rolexes with quality control defects. I've seen Pateks with quality control defects. It happens. And this is why you really need to be so vigilant. Now, I found a brand new 2025 Star Wheel, and I was able to get it to Tommy with the trade deal to the point where he was paying pretty much under list price. It was a win-win all the way around. Like I do with every single watch, it's going to get checked out under my loop. It's going to get checked out under a microscope. I just need to make sure, one, everything is authentic. Two, is the watch 100% true new, which in this case it was. I checked the case back screws. Nobody's been inside of the watch. Didn't even look like the bracelet had been bent over. You know, sometimes these fabric straps with the leather lined back, you could tell when somebody's tried the watch on. So I said, well, everything looks good. I took my high quality photos. I took my high quality video. Now here's where things took a left turn. And that's going to be some scratches on this carrier plate. That's basically what holds these discs within the complication. That's what allows you to tell the time. It rotates around. So let me show you guys how this watch actually works. I mean, how cool is that? And I'm genuinely a fan of the brand. I'm a fan of this watch. I mean, this is absolutely awesome. This is a very, very good conversation piece, and you don't see many of these on people's wrists. So then I immediately started going back through my photos, and sure enough, clear as day, you guys can actually see the damage. Now I'm going to start this off by saying I think AP makes some of the best looking watches on the market. They have the best detailing and the best finishing work out of any other brand. I'm a huge fan of them, and I've been saying this for years. But when I see stuff like this, it makes me second guess the brand entirely. You guys not have a quality control team? I mean, do you not own a microscope? I mean, these are very clear items. Anybody could see this. I could see it with my naked eye, and you could see it in a video. Now, I wish I was a little bit up close, but I just take these videos so I have proof of what I shipped out. This is a brand new, true 2025 watch. Not a single screw has been removed from it. Nothing's been done to it. You could clearly see all of the finishing flaws on that satellite carrier disc, and it just absolutely amazes me that something of this magnitude with this price tag, they would let it slip out like that. Now, this isn't the first time I'm hearing this. Apparently, there's been more and more people coming forward, just problems with APs. I mean, this is so unacceptable. And I'm sure some of you guys are going to say, Peter, that's not really a big deal. It's the equivalent of buying a $60,000 car, brand new from the factory with scratches all over the hood. You're going to see it, you're going to notice it, and you won't be happy. There's no denying it. There's damage to this watch. This is not my fault. This is not the dealer who sold it to me. It's not their fault. And it is most certainly not my client's fault. It is literally nobody's fault but the brand AP. So now what do I do in this situation? I'm going to take care of this no matter what it is. I could send this into AP Service Center. Obviously, it's a brand new 2025 watch. This is obviously a warrantyable item. Or if it's going to take too long, I'm going to send it back to the dealer. And that's where we ran into yet another problem. is specifically saying it's a factory finishing flaw. The problem is I can't tell my client, hey, bring it to AP, wait 4 to 7 months, because that's what the guy was telling me. Obviously, that's not fair. You got to think of it from a client's perspective. It's nobody's fault, but at the same time, I'm now out over $130,000 to get another one to make my client whole. I can't wait 2.5 weeks, and I mean, I wish you would have told me last week, you know, hey, I can't pay for another week and a half. Now, that's a little bit concerning.
It's gonna be in the next few days. If you want, I can already send you, I think I can send F, let's say today, and the other F hopefully before the end of the week. Like, you know, if something and payment that's supposed to arrive, I can, if you want, if it's okay by you, or you rather I send the full amount in once and that's it.
If we could do half and half, I'll feel a little bit better about that.
I'm gonna see exactly what I can send today. For sure I can send the F. If I can do more than that, I will do that.
So see, this is exactly what I preach about. They sold me something that wasn't as described. It had an issue. I had to send it back to them. They have millions and millions in inventory. Why can you not pay me back in full today? It's now been 4 days since they received the watch back, but today apparently, oh, we don't have all the funds, we could do half now and then half. This is exactly what happens. All of these big buyers or these big guys you see online, they're going watch to facilitate and fund their lifestyles. I am the fastest paying watch buyer in this industry. I've bought hundreds and hundreds of watches from you guys, and I have never slow paid a single customer in my life. When you send out your watch, make sure that person has the money to buy it. If this goes south, I'm gonna be out some money, and that's not good. I don't need to hold anybody's money. I don't need to wait. I don't need to make up stories. We're gonna see how this story unfolds, but for now, let's go back throughout the day. Now they immediately start going off. He's saying, well, that could be water damage. It could be this damage. I don't know what happened. It is literally secluded to the inside of the watch. Nobody could have caused this. Now he immediately hits me with, hey, just send it out to AP Service Center. They'll take care of it. They're gonna fix it for free. Your client will be happy. Send your client to AP Service Center. But wait, there's an issue with that as well. They tell me if my client goes to AP Service Center, use somebody else's name. Now, it's a very common thing to do. Obviously, people don't want to re-register these watches. Some of these bigger brands like AP, Patek, you don't want to re-register a watch because then the brand knows that you now resold it and somebody else now owns it. And that's ultimately how you get blacklisted. But now, this is when the wheels start turning in my head. I said, they're trying to stick me with this watch. Imagine trying to tell your client, hey, go to the service center, use a fake name, and then wait to hear back. That is ridiculous. That's not how things should work, and that's definitely not an avenue that I was willing to go down. Now, after days and days of fighting with the dealer, we finally reached an agreement. I sent the watch back, and I was waiting almost a week and a half to be paid. So now, everybody's always heard about these brands and their service times. Obviously, when I service a watch, I try and have it back to someone within a week and a half. It really just depends. It's a case-by-case scenario. Now, with something like this, I was pretty much expecting the worst. I said it's going to be at least a few months before they finally get to it, get the new part in, do the whole service again, and then finally send it back. Can't tell a client that just bought something, hey, you just paid me for it, but hey, just wait a few more months and then you'll get it back to you. Now, I know that this seems like such a minuscule item, and it's one of those things, once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Basically, I was told this could take anywhere from 1 month to 5 months to be rectified. And that's pretty much where I just lost it. I said, this is the most absurd thing I've ever heard. A company as well known as them and known for manufacturing high horology. And this is the type of service you get. And it's not just them, it's across the board, okay? But I've dealt with other manufacturers and they've been a little bit more considerate, especially for a watch that at this point was less than a month old. I think it's just gotten to the point where most manufacturers don't really even care. I've had brand new Rolexes that come in, low amplitude, running like crap. And what are your options? You can't go back to the store and return it. They're not gonna replace it same day. So you have no other option but to send it into a service center, wait however long they need to deal with it, and then you finally get the watch back. Something like this should have never left the factory. And once again, I understand that this is a man-made part. There's a watchmaker finishing this. There's people finishing screws. There's people finishing wheels. Whatever the case is, I understand that this is a byproduct of just human work. I'm not really even angry about that. I'm more angry at the point that manufacturers are letting things like this slide out of the factory and then letting the public deal with it. Not only was everyone that I spoke to rude Nobody wanted to help, wouldn't give me a straight answer, and I was basically told that this is just how the watch is. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. I've sold a lot of Star Wheels and they definitely did not look like this. So after this whole ordeal, Tommy is now out 2 watches and some money, so obviously I need to make things right. Pretty much the same day I told him, hey, I could wire you your money back. We could reverse this entire deal. I will deal with those guys and I'll figure it out from there. Tommy said, Peter, don't worry about it. I trust you. I appreciate that. I genuinely do, because never once did he hound me and say, let's get it done or send me my money back, blah, 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 even though I profusely offered that. So in the end, how do I rectify this? Unfortunately, I lose thousands of dollars. So after striking out left and right and getting the most absurd quotes ever, I was pretty much hopeless. I was like, fuck, we're not finding one. I said, hey, I don't think I'm gonna find another one in the same price range. It's not possible. From what I'm seeing, everyone was quoting me over retail and I sold it to him under retail. Realistically, in my head, it was already a losing deal. I said, let me just refund everything and we'll cancel it. But as soon as we got off the phone, I had somebody call me, and it was another dealer, a very good friend of mine, and I happened to have a watch that he needed. 116718 LN green dial GMT. So what do? We actually worked out a trade for another brand new 2025 15212 NB Star Wheel. Now this one is true new. It still has the hang tag on it. It's a complete set. And this thing is flawless. I went through this thing under the microscope about 8 million times. Everything is absolutely perfect on it. And it just goes to show, some could be good, some could be bad. It's like anything in this world. Car manufacturers, watch manufacturers, you're always gonna have some form of quality control issue. When you're spending so much money on something that's just a luxury item and it's not a necessity, these things should be taken more seriously. I now know that I'm gonna have a happy client, and it is what it is. This is not the first watch he's bought for me, and this is definitely not going to be the last. So I'm more about giving him the experience and making things right. In the end, Tommy, you're getting your new 15212 NB. Sending this watch out today. I want to thank him specifically for bearing with me throughout this entire ordeal. But that's pretty much going to do it for this episode. I don't know, I just figured I'd make a quick little video about this because this has legitimately been like a 2-week ordeal and it finally came to conclusion. Now, I'm still not paid back fully. Eventually, I will get the money. Just wanted to throw that part in as well. It definitely sucks. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget, like, comment, share, subscribe. If you have anything for sale, try it out. Tomorrow, I'm going to drop an unboxing video. There's like something like 25 pieces that just came in. Those will be up on the site probably tomorrow as well. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed yet another real life story. Not some made up bullshit. This is really what happens, and this is really what goes on in this world.